Good evening, everybody. We still have a few folks rolling in, but we're going to get started here shortly just because I want to respect everybody's time. My name is Victor Colon. I am one of the counselors here at Fairmont High School. I oversee 11th and 12th grade students. Thank you so much for making the time to come down to Fairmont High School. We're really excited for this event. This is one of our most favorite events that we do because we get to work with a lot of students who will be going into a really pivotal year next year. So welcome to the class of 2028. Thank you so much for making it. A little schedule for our evening. After this presentation this evening, you'll see Mr. Victor Jones, who is our workforce navigator, and you'll learn a little bit more about youth science and how that kind of helps our students to uncover their strengths and what they want to do through high school and after high school. You'll also hear from Mr. Darren McGarvey, who works with our advanced studies and oversees our gifted and IB program here at Fairmont High School. He'll talk to you about AP courses, about IB courses, and our new IB CTC program that we're bringing here to Fairmont High School soon. And then you'll also hear from Mrs. Nicole Will, who oversees she's the principal for our Career Tech Center. She'll talk to you about all the programs that we offer and the benefits that come with that. After those presentations, we'll have you go over to the main lobby area where we will have all of our departments available for a Q&A session. So if you have any questions about math, about science, social studies, any department here at the high school, you'll be able to pop by each of those tables and ask any questions you might have. Or you are able to also take a tour of our Career Tech Center, and we'll have a lot of CTC instructors available for you to go and tour the center and ask any questions you might have about career tech. So kind of going into what our options are for junior year, there's a lot. So with Fairmont being such a big school, that's the beauty, is that we have a lot of options, but it is also a curse because there's so many options. Sometimes it's really difficult for our students to choose one and choose a pathway. And so while it's good, it also can be limiting to some students if they want to do more than one pathway, but maybe they can't do all the ones they want to do. So here's just kind of an example of what some of the schedule can look like junior year. Students obviously can choose from AP, Career Tech, the career program that we're bringing, College Credit Plus, International Baccalaureate, and also Workforce Development. You'll notice that a lot of these, this is again a mock schedule, but you'll notice that it is possible for a student to take CTC, but also take college and career readiness, while also including some AP and IB classes. And so what you'll hear from Mrs. Will when she gets up here is that a lot of our career tech programs actually incorporate College Credit Plus into their programs. And so that's another good way to expose students to those college level rigor classes, while also being in a program that's very hands-on. So while there are a limited amount of options for students once they choose a pathway, we try to make it so that they're able to take advantage of every option that we have in the building as much as possible. Unfortunately, that does mean that there are times where there will be a sacrifice that will need to be made. So there are times where, for example, a calculus class and an AP class just can't happen at the same time because we don't offer it every period, right? So those are some things to start thinking about going to junior and senior year, because there will be some sacrifices to make as you go further into any program that your student will pursue. So just to give you a little bit more detail about each specific pathway that we offer. If you're planning to go to college, what we recommend is that you consider taking AP and IB classes. Those are classes that are going to prepare you because of the rigor, and so that's what we would recommend if you're planning on a 4-year college pathway. If you're looking at maybe a more rigorous academic program, what IB offers is they have a cohort of students. So you'll go into a cohort of students. Junior year, you'll stay with that cohort through senior year. And so that's going to give you experience in a smaller community where you maybe have some learning communities when you get to college. This is a lot like that. So you'll be able to get a little bit of experience. They also have, IB offers a a world view type of education. Mr. McGarvey will speak on that when he gets up here as well. If you want more hands-on, maybe you work a little bit better with your hands and you like to be physical with your work, CTC might be a good area for you depending on the program. If you're planning to get your associates and maybe you want to work toward a very specific pathway, we recommend CCP. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about CCP. We will have a table for CCP here in the front, and so please feel free to stop by and ask any questions you might have. We do have a CCP night coming up soon. I'm blanking on the date.
Next Wednesday.
January 21st is our CCP night. So if you are interested in CCP, that's going to be full CCP. So if you want to get questions answered, get all the information, we really, really recommend you come to that evening because it's going to be very insightful and give you a lot of information. If you would like to explore a potential career of interest through any sort of immersive work, you can work with Mr. Victor Jones, our workforce navigator, and he can work with you and set up a meeting. He does field trips in the building. He's a wealth of knowledge and a really good resource in this building if you're not quite sure what it is you want to do after high school, past the CTC, past any of those programs. And if you're interested in IB and CTC, our new initiative that we're bringing this year is our IB career program. And so that's going to marry CTC and IB, making it possible for some of those students who in the past had been limited to one or the other. We're trying to make it so that they can take advantage of both. So without further ado, I'll bring up Mr. Victor Jones, our career workforce navigator.
Thank you so much. My name is Victor Jones, Workforce Navigator for the Kettering School District. Thank you so much. And so what I first want to start out with, this video. And it's in regards to what we're getting ready to go over. It's in regards to youth science. So I want you to watch this brief video.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you.
Hold on, maybe that will not be it. Let's go to this video instead.
Do you know what you want to do when you graduate? Chances are you don't, and that's okay. So, how do you figure out what you want to do with your life? You could listen to your parents, or follow whatever your friends are doing, or take a different approach, a more personalized approach. That way, you can plan your future and be the captain of your own ship. Let me tell you about Youth Science, the fun assessment you're about to take. No, really, it's gonna be fun. Youth Science helps you plan your future through a series of brain games. It'll take 90 minutes, which seems long. But have you tracked how long you've been scrolling on your phone lately? It's 90 minutes to plan your future. You've got this. How do we do it? Well, it's really complicated. It involves over 50 years of scientific data, algorithms, and artificial intelligence. But you don't really care about that. What you care about is you. And that's what Youth Science helps you figure out. Your results will show you what kind of careers you'd actually be good at, so you're not bored all day. Information like what a day in the life is like, how much money you can make, or the number of job openings for a given field in the future. Youth Science does this by measuring your unique aptitudes. What are aptitudes? It's your propensity to be good in a given area. A fancy way of saying talents. These are different from interests, which change over time, like wearing skinny jeans or using the word YOLO. Aptitudes uncover your innate talents, which are unique to you and don't change. But don't worry, we also consider your interests, because nobody wants to do a job they're not interested in. You're gonna crush this. Plus, it's not a test. There are literally no wrong answers. So, you literally can't fail it. Sit back, relax. You've got this.
All right. All right, youth science. Youth science, a lot of students are wondering, What is U-Science? U-Science is a career and aptitude discovery platform designed to help students identify their strengths, skills, and their interest in relations to a potential career path. It's a tool that helps you learn more about what you're good at, what careers might fit you the best, instead of guessing. U-Science uses short activities to show natural strengths and matches them with real careers that you might enjoy. It also shows you what skills you already have and what you can work on as you plan for high school, college, and a career. U-Science uses brain games and exercises to measure students' aptitudes and help students discover talents they may not be aware of. And we'll go more in depth with that in just a few seconds. U-Science shows you two specific things about yourself: aptitudes, what you're naturally good at, innate and solidified, usually around the age 14. These are skills your brain does well without a lot of effort. Examples: problem solving, spatial thinking, writing, analyzing data. Aptitudes don't mean you're already an expert, they show potential. Interest, what you like or enjoy. These are activities or topics that you're curious about. And examples are helping people, building things, working in technology, and being creative. On a personal account, I knew when I was little a lot of the things that I had a natural aptitude for. I had a natural aptitude for speaking, communication. I loved speaking to students, an audience. I used to grab my cousins and my friends as a little child now. I used to grab my cousins and friends and have them sit in front of me while I taught them. I acted as a teacher. I would even act as a preacher. Those are things I was more apt to do. I love communicating with them. And it's quite ironic that I grew up to to work in the educational field. Those are the things that came naturally for me. So that was my aptitude. So that's what we're talking about. Some of the things that I was interested in a lot of different things. I'm interested in maybe being a psychologist or working as a counselor or something like that. But I also knew if I worked in that profession, there was a lot of different data or different things that I may have to execute and utilize. And so for some of those things, it sparked my interest, but it wasn't something that I was naturally gravitating to. Those things that you naturally gravitate to, you tend to excel in. You tend to really grow within that potential career pathway, which could possibly lead to better income, better health, more enjoyment. Okay, why both matter? Being good at something and enjoying it usually leads to a better career satisfaction. U-Science helps match what you're good at and what you like to careers and classes. If a student has a strong aptitude for a career area but has shown interest in it, U-Science flags this as an exposure gap. Okay? Why exposure gap matters? Many students only know about careers they see at home, in media, or around them. Exposure gaps help students discover new possibilities. They open doors to careers students may never have considered but could succeed in. So one of the things in regards to taking the test, once you take the test and find out what your aptitudes are, that lets you know these are the things that I naturally gravitate to, and these are the things that I'm naturally going to perform well in. The ones that you have interest in, okay, you have an interest in them, but you're quite unsure, right? And so when we go on certain tours, when we have certain tours to certain employers or certain universities in regards to higher education, we tend to recruit those students who have an aptitude for that particular career pathway. They may not be totally interested in it yet. That's because they haven't had the experience. They haven't had the exposure. And so we give them that exposure. Once they have that exposure, they tend to say, you know what, I'm beginning to like this. I didn't know this particular career or this particular position would make me so excited. And the reason, because they had a natural aptitude for that position. That's why they began to grow in their interest. That's why those tours matter. As you noticed, this picture right here, it would show a student who is excited about working in the fashion industry, but if you look below, you see that she had a natural aptitude for working in the medical industry. And so we just wanted to show you different pictures in regards to that she could actually perform both. Highlighting student strengths and generating career matches. So what this U-Science does, it explores more of your talents. It shows as we said, your aptitude. It shows you are a brainstormer. It can give you information in regards to the type of experience, the type of energizing opportunities that you can have in a position. It shows how you contribute to a team. Are you an introvert? Are you a blended energizer? Are you an extrovert? I know for me, I'm an extrovert, so I love being out in front of people. I love talking. I love employer relations. These are the things that that I enjoy doing as a profession. It also shows the type of impact that you will bring in regards to a position. The type of work that you're interested in. Are you a social person? Are you artistic? Are you conventional? When you take this test, you'll be able to find out all these things, and that will help you along in regards to choosing your particular career path, choosing a certification, choosing a college, or choosing even higher education as far as a master's degree or a doctorate in some type of educational field. How this career fits you. By giving you the type of position that you would be interested into. As you noticed at the top, it says an educational guidance school, guidance counselor, school psychologist, college or university administrator. Then it also gives you the day in the life. It gives you what you would be doing within that capacity. It'll show you the details of that position if you chose to work in it. Also, how to get there. It's going to show you how to get there. Is it going to take minimal education? Is it going to take on-the-job training? Is it going to take multiple years of training? It's going to give you the steps on how to get to your career goal. It also gives you the salary guide and projected job opening for this position. So it tells you exactly the type of salary that you will be earning. And then it also tells you the openings. It tells you also within the area, the location, the city, the state, where these opportunities are available. You'll be able to tell all those things by utilizing this platform, okay? We want our students to make informed decisions. From our data, we can see that students' career interest is only as good as their exposure. They only know what they've been exposed to. And it's our job to expose them to careers that are high in demand, high growth, and high in compensation. After we expose them to these opportunities, the expected outcomes are college degree completion to increase, students who become happy and professionally fulfilled adults in our community, students who have the skills and knowledge to adapt to an ever-changing workforce. These are the opportunities that we want to bring to your students. When we offer the opportunities to your students, we want your students to take part in them, because I believe once they take part in them, it's going to open doors for them. It's going to open their eyes to different opportunities that they didn't think that they were exposed to. Okay, why do students take the when do the students take the U Science assessment? All right, currently students would take the U Science during their 8th grade year to support early career awareness and high school course planning. In high school, commonly administered during their financial literacy class. It assists with course selection, career pathway, exploration, and CTC and elective planning. It can be reassessed or reviewed in the 11th or 12th grade. And this helps support post-secondary planning, industry certification, and work-based learning opportunities and internship opportunities. How do we review the U Science results? Step 1, look at your top strengths. Check your top aptitudes, what you're naturally good at, as we've stated over and over. These are the skills that come easy to you. Ask, do these match how I think and learn? Step 2, match strengths and interests. Match them both. Find careers where your strengths and interests overlap. Don't ignore careers where you're strong but not interested in yet, because it's exploring. You want to explore while you're in school. When we send your students these opportunities, we want them to take the exploration to explore to see if it triggers excitement. You're interested but may need extra support, okay? Step 3, pick 2 or 3 careers to explore. Choose 2 or 3 careers that look interesting and match your strengths. You don't have to decide that it's forever. It's all about exploring. Take advantage of the opportunities while the school offers them. Step 4, connect to school choices. Ask yourself, which classes, electives, or CTC programs fit my results? Are there tours, certifications, or career events I should attend? Step 5, share your results with adults, the professionals, your counselor, your advisory teacher, your career navigator. Yeah, I know I had to put that picture in there. So everybody knows who I am. Yeah. Use them to plan your junior year classes and next steps. Also, remember, aptitudes stay the same. Interests can change. U Science helps you make smarter choices, not final decisions. Your job in the 10th grade, explore, ask questions, and try new opportunities. Try new opportunities. As 10th graders, this is a great time to pause and learn about your strengths, your interests, and your possibilities. U Science opens doors to conversation, exploration. It builds confidence. The goal is to choose a career today, isn't to choose a career today, but is to be better understand strengths and take next steps forward for the future. Students we want you to use the results to explore careers, classes, experiences that align with what you do well and what you enjoy. And parents, your role is just to listen, ask questions, and help your student explore options without any pressure. Together, These results guide thoughtful decisions for junior and senior year and help students build confidence, direction, and a plan for the future. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Darren McGarvey, Secondary Gifted Coordinator for grades 6 through 12. Also here at the high school, I'm a teacher and the International Baccalaureate and Career Program Coordinator. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about some of our advanced studies options. Kind of the theme that's been going on is there are a lot of programs and classes students can do in their last 2 years here at Fairmont High School. And that's the great thing, is that there are so many great programs, but the bad thing is that your students have to choose one. And so that's why we do nights like this. That's why we talk to students. That's why there is a body of people surrounding your students, helping to guide them to where they want to be. I'll kind of adopt a phrase that I learned a few years ago, a long time ago, from a mentor of mine. He says that one program is not better than the other, they're just very different. And I think in understanding that, you've got to know the differences, so either you as students can choose, or you as parents can help lead them in the right direction. So advanced studies courses are the AP and IB courses we have here at Fairmont High School, also the programs that we have. I am proud to boast that we offer more advanced studies options than any other school in the Dayton, kind of southwest Ohio area, in the IB, AP, advanced studies, more than Oakwood, more than Centerville. I mean, we like to excel with them in sports and other things, but the number of opportunities that we've designed for our students outweigh what other schools have to offer. And I think that's something to be very proud of. We have a number of great programs. All of our classes will help lead students in the right direction. And if you choose a certain program, you'll find yourself leading in that direction well. But these are just some things you want to think about if you're considering some of our advanced studies courses. And it kind of echoes what both Victors have been talking about. And one of them is, how do you want to spend your time, your junior and senior year? What classes do you want to take? And that's something to start thinking about. There's these big ideas, these big programs, but what do you want to be sitting in your classrooms or standing or moving in your classrooms doing? You also want to think about what your own skills and talents are, like science may show you that, but how do those things fit into your future and where you want to go? And finally, following along the theme, what do you want to do when you leave Fairmont High School? Our options, like I said, is a long list. We do offer AP or advanced studies classes, advanced placement, also international baccalaureate classes. We are one of 17 schools in Ohio to offer international baccalaureate classes. We also offer the 2-year international baccalaureate diploma program, which I'll talk here in a couple minutes. And we are the second school in Ohio this year to offer something called the International Baccalaureate Career Program. These programs are global, and they are growing in the United States, but we're proud to be bringing that program. We saw the need, and we're bringing it here to our students to help fulfill that need. These are a list of our advanced placement classes. You'll see that those are classes in all subject areas. The nice thing about advanced placement classes is the student doesn't have to apply. They don't have to go through a rigorous process. We just like to have a teacher recommendation. So we involve our teachers, and we ask our teachers to recommend the next step in where a student might go. So we have a number of classes in all the areas, a lot of them in science, but we give students the opportunity in their junior and senior year to not only have a rigorous curriculum, but also to earn college credit through those tests. Also, in our AP and IB programs, we allow students to choose whether or not they want to test. That's a decision they'll make early in the course in October, even though those tests don't come until May, but we allow our students to choose. And that way, students, if they want to just learn about modern history and not have to take a test, they can sit in AP Modern World History class and get that information. We would like for them to test. We encourage them to test. They're being prepared for the test, but we leave that decision up to them and you. These are a list of our International Baccalaureate classes. If you begin to notice, we have quite a wide range of classes where we have an AP Calculus, we don't have an IB Calculus, but we have an IB Math. And where we have a AP Physics, we don't have an IB Physics, but we have an IB Environmental class. So over 35 AP and IB classes for students to choose. They are a little different, I'll tell you how in a minute. And you'll notice these letters in our IB classes, SL and HL, they have nothing to do with the difficulty of the class. An SL class is a one-year class, meaning the student gets 150 contact areas with their teacher and the subject. What is really unique are our HL classes. I consider them majors in high school, but students can take HL subjects and study a subject in depth for over 2 years of their junior and senior year in the IB program. Some things that would be important to need to know. Like I said, you don't have an application process. These classes are all rigorous. We do recommend that a student try an AP or IB course, that every student try an AP or IB course, and we've got a wide range of them. So we do recommend that, and that they know that they're going to be working maybe differently than they have in the past. Some students are already in honors or pre-AP IB classes, but it is a step up. It is asking a little more, but we will help students in that process. Also, we encourage discussions with you at home and with everyone here at school, from counselors to advisory teachers to teachers. We encourage those discussions. And also, all of our AP and IB courses are weighted as well, meaning that it is on a 5-point scale over a 4-point scale. And looking at the AP and IB programs side by side, there are some differences. The AP is a very rigid curriculum, as I mentioned earlier, led by a teacher trained in the curriculum. And a student takes one test at the end of the year, and based on that score of 1 to 5, students will find themselves with college credit when they get to college. IB is different in that there are 3 to 4 tests that lead to a score of 1 to 7. One of those tests is an assignment they work on with their teacher, that they get teacher feedback on, and that they get to correct before that is sent to the IB to be scored. Also, IB tests are pride themselves in giving student choice. Students have a number of questions they answer, and they choose the questions they answer in their test. IB classes encourage autonomy, a little bit of collaboration, and a lot of student collaboration. As I mentioned earlier, we are one of 17 schools to offer the IB Diploma program. That program is a mix of courses that students takes in all 6 subject areas. So it's a 2-year course of study. Students choose 6 of our courses, 3 of them at higher level, 3 of them at standard level. And the nice thing too is that students can stick with the electives they've chosen. They could also take AP classes along with those, CCP classes with those, and they could really find a nice schedule with electives that really kind of fit what they want to be doing their last 2 years of high school. What makes the IB Diploma program unique is something called the IB Core. It is 3 projects that a student does over those 2 years. One of them is called the Extended Essay. Students work over 6 months researching a question that they are wondering about in one of their IB subjects, and they process a 4,000-word written assignment that kind of shows their research and shows the answer to the question. They are guided by not only their English teacher and our librarian, but also a mentor that teaches that subject. We also ask students to participate in CAS, creativity, activity, and service. The IB does not want students sitting around 24/7 with their nose in books at school and at home, so CAS asks them to think about what they do outside and inside at school, and to find ways to be creative, active, and to serve others. And students report and reflect on that weekly with us and our CAS supervisor. And finally, we have a class unique to the IB program called the Theory of Knowledge. That class is really unique in that it ties all of our IB classes together, but it is a unique look at what we know, how we know what we know, and how we apply what we know to the world around us. And we kind of make sense of knowledge questions through our shared knowledge and through our individual knowledges. Many students want to learn more about our IB Diploma program, so we offer something called IB Day. We will replace their schedule for a day with an IB schedule, and they'll walk the schedule of a junior or senior. They will also meet our students, meet our teachers, and learn more about our IB diploma program. That is Wednesday, February 4th. Mrs. Denslow and I went last week, met with a lot of students sharing the IB diploma program and IB day with them, and we encourage them that if they're interested in the program, to think about participating in the IB day. We also have a parent night that night. If your student participates in the day, they could come back. You can come back with them and listen to more about the program. And one last unique thing we do for our diploma candidates is we make them a 2-year plan. So we sit down with them and their counselor. You're invited to come as well. And we make a 2-year plan so they know what junior and senior year looks like if they go forth in the IB diploma program. We've been talking about this new career program. Before, students could not do a CTC program and the IB diploma program. Now they can do a hybrid. So it is CTC and IB combined. Students will apply to and get accepted to a CTC program. Many students already are taking 2 IB courses, but the career program requires that the students choose 2, at minimum, IB courses that they'll take over the 2 years. And then they will also do what is known as the CP Core, which has 4 parts. One of them is the Personal and Professional Skills class, which will be taught through their CTC course, but also a class that helps them find their finer soft skills that will help them be successful in a career. We also have the students do a language and cultural study. They can either choose a language they're currently studying, they can choose a new language, they could also choose a culture that they live in their homes, and they could apply that to the world and to their career. And they're asked to make those connections. In community engagement, it's a service learning project, but we have students focus on what they do in their career field and how they can find service and community engagement with their career, reaching out to the greater community. And finally, a unique assignment students do over the 2 years is called the Reflective Project, and they choose an ethical dilemma in their career field. They research that, and through many modes of presentation, they will share what they learn with others. Students will be touring the CTC programs here during the school day in a couple weeks. I'll be there as well. If students are interested in the career program, they will check a box on their career program application, and we will follow up with them, and we will do the same thing with them, make them a plan that shows what the 2 years looks like if they choose the career program. Things I suggest, a lot of information. I'll be standing at a table later. If you have any questions or need more information, I do encourage you to talk about it at home. Ask your sons and daughters the hard questions. Make them squirm a little bit, but have them think about what it is they want to commit to. Also for students, think about it. These are 2 big years. They should not be taken lightly. But think about it. What do you like doing? What do you have fun doing? And how do you want to do that? Finally, there's lots of ways to research, lots of people to talk to. Websites for the AP, if you go to collegeboard.com and ibo.org for the IB program. We have our own IB website, fairmontib.org, and look things over. Look things over, think things through, and I'm sure you're going to make the best decision for your next 2 years of high school. Next up, I'm going to bring up Nicole Will to talk a little bit about the Career Tech Center.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Nicole Will, and I am the CTC principal here at Fairmont High School, and we are excited to welcome all of you. This is a really great turnout. I walked in, and I was like, oh my gosh. I just think it's so great for everyone to be taking advantage of all of the opportunities and learning about what Fairmont has to offer for our students for their 11th and 12th grade years. So through Fairmont CTC, we have 15 programs here at Fairmont High School, and so those are listed there. We're also in a compact with Centerville High School, so there are an additional 3 programs that Centerville offers. You can see environmental science, exercise science, and technical theater that our students can go to Centerville High School for. We provide that transportation to and from, and they take their CTC program there, and then they're here at Fairmont for the rest of their day and their programs. All of our career tech programs, with the exception of marketing, are on a blocked schedule. And so what that means is that they're more than one period in the school day. And so that's something where if you have a specific program in mind, we can definitely talk to you about what that schedule looks like. But all of our junior programs are offered in the morning, and all of our senior programs, with the exception of marketing, are offered in the afternoon. And that's intentionally done that way because a lot of our senior students in all of our career tech programs will take advantage of work-based learning through internships, apprenticeships, co-ops. And so a lot of them, if they have the transportation ability, have the opportunity to leave a little bit early if they've gone through the process for that. So one thing about career tech that's really unique is that it helps bring relevance to education. So you can see some stats there. 74% of adults say that their education they felt was irrelevant to their day-to-day work. We don't want students to feel that way. We know that students want to know the why behind things. Why am I learning this? When am I going to need to use this? And our teachers really do a really great job here at Fairmont High School incorporating that naturally and weaving that into their instruction and their curriculum. So if a student's taking a geometry class and they're learning about slope, and they're also in our construction program, they're now seeing the relevance of, okay, now I think I get why that concept that I learned in math class is now important and how it's going to help me in my life after I graduate. So it really does help bridge that gap between classroom learning and real-world experiences and helps students really see that connection between what they're learning day in and day out and how they'll use it. It's also really important to us in career tech, as it is in all of our other classes here at Fairmont, that we're connecting to our Kettering City Schools Portrait of a Graduate. And so you can see those traits there, but in career tech, it's incredibly hands-on. Again, it's bringing in that relevance and that rigor, but they're collaborating on a daily basis, whether it's with the peers in their class, business partners, mentors. That collaboration is naturally occurring daily. They're learning about being a lifelong learner, how the career field of that they're interested in is evolving and changing, and how they're going to have to learn to continue to meet the demands that it's going to require. As critical thinkers, again, you'll see if you choose to visit any of our career tech classrooms tonight that many of them are set up where they have a classroom space, but they also have a lab space, and that's really a unique setup. Not all of them are going to be like that, but many of them will be. And so you'll see they have a classroom learning, traditional desks, a teacher's teaching up on a whiteboard, and then after they learn those skills, they can go into the lab space, work with equipment and supplies that our business advisory councils have recommended to really mimic what it's going to look like for them as a future workforce. Thoughtful communicators, they're constantly communicating, and then global citizens, they're learning about that global outreach that they can provide through their career. So some benefits to students and families of career tech. Every single one of our 15 programs and then the additional 3 at Centerville High School have free college credit embedded into them. So that naturally happens just by being in there. Those aren't extra classes that they have to take in addition. They're embedded into their program. Several of our career tech courses are now weighted on the 5.0 grade scale, so this is a change. If you've had some older students or siblings who've taken career tech in the past, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce started recognizing those courses that have college credit tied to them on the 5-point scale, so they are now weighted starting this school year. Many of our students are earning industry-recognized credentials that they can take with them into the workforce. All of our students are eligible for a $3,000 scholarship to Sinclair. The only requirements for that are that they have a 2.25 GPA, they complete the program, and they've filled out the FAFSA. So we have many students who take advantage of that. The opportunity for paid internships and work-based learning, like I mentioned, that many of our seniors participate in. Collaborating with community and business partners. So every single one of our career tech programs has a business advisory council that they work closely with. So students will definitely have that interaction with business partners. And then our website has a full breakdown of all 15 programs. For me to put up a slide with all that information would be a lot. So here's an example of what that looks like. FairmontCTC.com is our website. So when you go there, you'll see all of the programs listed. You'll click on the tile for the program that you're interested in, and then it's going to give you a full breakdown where you can see the program courses and if there's weighted credit, college credits, industry credentials, our follow-ups from our graduates here at Fairmont High School in the program, the job outlook data, and then all of our programs are also involved in career tech student organizations where they get to go and compete against other students and other career techs around the region, state, and sometimes nationally as well. And so the example that I have there is from information technology. So that is how the website breaks that down for each program. So some common myths about career tech, oftentimes we'll hear that career tech is only for students who don't want to go to college. From last year's graduates, 88.6 of them went on to some form of post-secondary education, whether that was a 2-year or 4-year program. That career tech is only for students who want to go to Sinclair. Students can go anywhere they want. Sinclair is highly attended by our career tech students because of that $3,000 scholarship, which can also be used in combination with any of their merit scholarships, and especially as we see schools like University of Dayton and Wright State who are starting programs like the UD Sinclair Academy and the Right Path program, where we are seeing a lot of students choose that as an option, but certainly they don't have to. That they cannot take AP or IB. You heard Mr. McGarvey talk about the opportunity for the career program. You also heard from Mr. Cologne earlier in the evening where he showed the example of a student schedule that had lots of AP and IB and career tech. We have students who can do all of that if they want to. And then it's not rigorous. And so, again, they all have that college credit embedded into them, and many of them have classes that are weighted on that 5.0 scale. So for our students who are interested, our sophomores, many of you have probably taken one or maybe multiple of our career tech elective courses. Those are those semester-long classes where you kind of get to try out a program before making a 2-year commitment. All of our programs are 2 years in length. They are junior year and senior year to finish out the whole program. So tonight, all of our classrooms will be open and our teachers are present if you want to visit and talk to our teachers, learn a little bit more about the program, see the space that our students learn in. Of course, checking out our programs on our website. On January 22nd, all of our sophomores will be coming through and touring the Career Tech Center. They've all selected 3 programs of their choice after doing some research with their teachers. And then our application will open on January 22nd, right after they tour at the end of the school day. Oftentimes I get questions about, well, what do I need to get accepted into this program? And honestly, it's a holistic review. There's not just one thing that students need. It also really varies depending on the applicant pool and how many students in that class are interested in that program. But some of the things that are taken into consideration, of course, are looking at credits earned because our programs are blocked and most of them are multiple periods, junior year and senior year. It's really important that students are on track for graduation. That always is our number one priority, is that high school diploma. Attendance is also really important and something that we look at. They'll look at grades. There's an opportunity on the application for students to write an essay about why they want to be involved in a program. So it really is a big picture application process. Once students apply, acceptances will be emailed to them at the end of the school day on February 12th. We also don't deny any students. Students will either get an acceptance email or they'll be placed on a wait list. Nobody is denied acceptance. Oftentimes, seats will open up for a variety of reasons. Maybe someone moves over the summer, someone changed their mind about taking that seat. There's a lot of reasons that we see those rosters shift a little bit. So please don't get discouraged if you get a wait list letter. That does not mean that you're automatically not going to get in. For our students who are accepted, we will have an open house for families on April 22nd from 6:30 to 8 o'clock as well, where students will meet specifically with the teachers and get more information. So again, you can see that is where all of our programs, and then the number next to it is the classroom number. So again, if you have any interest in exploring one of our career tech programs, all of our teachers are here this evening and in their classroom space. Most of them you'll see are a 500 class, and so that's going to be all down the hallway right by the lobby and where all of our department chairs are set up to meet with families as well. So we will guide students there. ECE and biotech are right around the corner from here, so we'll have some staff out here who can point you in those directions. If you're interested in cosmetology or construction, that's on the other side of campus. So I'm going to ask if you want to see either of those programs, construction or cosmetology, if you can meet me right outside of these doors in the lobby, and then I will walk you there, because it's a walk for sure, and we don't want anyone getting lost. And then remember that our department chairs are all available in the main office lobby as well to answer any questions. And I think for us, that is it. So thank you again for coming this evening. We look forward to talking to you about your students' future.